So one healing aspect that's very big for you personally that shows up in the book is dance. And I love the chapters about ballet and about tango. Tell us what dance has done for you.
I feel that dance is my most profound, we all have profound means of expression, whatever that may be. For someone, it can be bowling. For another person, it can be playing music or writing. And I feel my most tapped in level of communication is dance. And it's not something that I ever pursued on a professional level, obviously, but it's the thing that makes me feel perhaps the most connected, which is, with ballet, it's interesting because that's very much solo. Takes so much discipline and work and effort with ballet to go to that core of yourself, mentally, emotionally, and physically, literally go to your core, just to be able to execute moves. So it really, I think, it has a real, not only a strengthening, but there was an objectivity about it. Either you can do the move or you can't. And I had been in such a subjective world, this was just after NBC, that I needed something totally objective. I can either do this or I can't do this. I just need to know this is my world, these are the parameters, and I have something clear to work toward. So that was an inner strengthening. When it came to Argentine tango some years later, that came to learning to, at a very sublime and subtle level, go into relationship with another person, because that dance requires, if you're going to do it at a high level, do it well, it requires absolute presence. You can't even have a thought as a follower. The women are the followers. You can't even have your own thought as a follower. Because if you think a thought, in that moment, you can miss the very next step that's being led, because it's all improvised. And so having to learn to follow was big, because I'm an independent person. And I remember the night, I'd been dancing a short time, but I learned very fast. And so I was already kind of dancing above the level I should have been, and I was getting a little full of myself, thinking, I don't want to dance with that guy. He's not very good. It's like, hey, you've been here 3 weeks. You know, come on. You're lucky anyone will dance with you. So this guy asked me to dance, and he didn't feel the music. He couldn't feel it. And so I'm tied to the music because it's running through my blood and my nervous system. And so it was like this, like a push and pull. It was, I don't even know what you want to call it, except something like a car wreck. It was a terrible dance. And he was frustrated and quit after one dance. Normally you have to dance what's called a tanda, a set of 3 dances before you dump the person if you didn't like it. He dumped me after one dance, and I thought, oh, thank God, that was awful. And I sat down and I thought, uh-oh, you better learn to follow or quit tonight. That's your choice. And I loved it so much, I thought, I'll learn to follow. Even if they can't hear the music, I'll learn to follow. And I did, and it became a very, very beautiful period of my life, because I was getting exhausted as a single mom, running my own business, Luminart Productions. At the time I had the national cooking show, international actually, Regina's Vegetarian Table. And so I was the head of that crew, and it was just, I had a lot of responsibility, like a lot of single working moms do, and I had that extra layer of learning to have total reliance on myself, but not much on other people, unless it's a specific role or task. And so having to just open yourself up on such an intimate level, where your bodies are pressed, that style of tango, you're pressed right together. It's closer than making love with people in most cases, because your cheeks are together and your bodies are together and you're completely embraced. And to have to move with that stranger became it became almost, it was a path of, more than a path of inquiry. I wanted to master that feeling, and that's what tango allowed.
I love it, because one of the things that has come through the Z's over the years, and I've applied this myself and it's come out in the teachings, is if you want or need to create new energy in your life, go and learn something new.
Yes.
So that was very smart of you to recognize there was something missing. And I think sometimes people, and I've done it too, you think, oh, I need to eliminate something from my life. But actually, sometimes what can you add that's completely different, that's not all of your other roles?